basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
Great to be with you. Apologize for being a little late, but United Airlines decided that there was a mechanical issue on our flight this morning. And
better to be safe than sorry. Absolutely, especially in that circumstance.
Well, no, my understanding was you recommended we fly. I don't understand what's wrong with it.
Well, I thought it'd be quicker.
Yeah, you thought it'd be quicker, all right. I worry about you.
Just like when they say technology's made things so much easier, and then somebody hits the scanner and the computer goes down, and you have to wait an hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, look, big weekend.
Absolutely.
A big weekend. Tonight, you can go over to Pagula. Now, the women's ice hockey team, they've got Robert Morris today.
Afternoon. Yep.
This afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Campersall, by the way, just won his 500th career game. He is a terrific coach. He's an even better guy. And they've got Bobby Moe today over at West Shore Home Field at Beaver Stadium. Or is it West Shore Home Ice at Beaver Stadium?
It could be. It might be ice. I'll tell you what. That's a good point.
All right. Then tonight, 6 o'clock, Penn State hockey, they're ranked 5th. I mean, pairwise is the key to the whole thing, but we'll at least give you the rankings. Penn State's ranked 5th and Michigan State's ranked 2nd. They'll drop the puck at 6 tonight. That is in Pagula tonight. If you want to make it a double tonight, you can. Because if you want to get to wrestling a little late or if you want to leave hockey a little early, all you have to do is walk across the street to the Jordan Center because they have Nebraska tonight at 8. Penn State, now Nebraska's very good, but Penn State has 7 shutouts on the season. This is the equivalent of watching Patton go through the Maginot line.
And Nebraska has struggled at times this year despite the high ranking, too. So it is, yeah.
Penn State has not struggled.
No.
At any moment.
Mm-mm.
That is in the Jordan Center tonight at 8. Then tomorrow at 1, it's Penn State, Michigan State ice hockey, but this time at West Shore Home Ice at Beaver Stadium. All right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a heck of a crowd. Everything's coming together. It's really, I think, going to be a very special day coming up tomorrow.
Look, the bottom line is bundle up, please.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you are going to have to be so careful tomorrow with all this. Make sure you are
absolutely
layered beyond words because tomorrow, I mean, today's high is going to be 16. Well, that's going to be the same tomorrow
with a wind chill, too, which makes it even worse.
Right?
The bright side, if there is a bright side of the temperatures being below zero at nighttime, there hasn't been much wind. So that's not helped it. That's helped it a little bit, but yeah, it is.
Tomorrow they're saying winds are 7 to 15.
Going to be
so
frigid.
The wind chill will be 7 during the game.
Wow.
So just be careful.
Yes.
Okay, that's all. It's all. Just be careful. It's great you're going to be there. I am. Look, I walked out on the ice Wednesday before I left. I said, I've got to go in there. I've got to see this. And they had just finished practicing.
Yep.
And I was talking to one of the players who was leaving the ice, and I said, how's this? He goes, oh. He says, Mr. Jones, this is incredible. He says, this reminds me of when I grew up playing on ponds in Canada.
That's awesome.
Like they were so excited about it. And then I walked out.
Special.
I walked out on the ice, as they were bringing the Zamboni out. And I'm looking around thinking, this is unbelievable. And this is the first time something like this has been done without the NHL.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Penn State has done all of this themselves.
Yes.
All the other Winter Classics, and I'm just saying, they had the help of the NHL. whether it's Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Wrigley Field, whatever it happens to be. The
that
NHL
includes the minor league teams. They've had help too. I mean, Hershey Bears obviously have always done that outdoor classic, and they've had, they're
they get help from they're an affiliate. They get help in the NHL because of the Capitals affiliate.
Yep.
So this is what they're doing is spectacular. I love the fact that they're doing it.
Same.
This now sets it up that once the stadium is finished, you can now have a winter classic.
I think so.
In here.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit. I don't want to say rehearsal, but I think it's part of it. Let's see how it goes.
Well, Penn State showed that they're showing the NHL they can do it.
They can do it. Absolutely.
The NHL is going to come in and go, you know what? We get some real pros there that are going to help us out. Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very much looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Penn State's done an outstanding job this entire week with so many things. First of all, the tip of the hat to anybody that helped with the snow removal. My goodness.
I was in there.
You get a foot of snow.
They were still doing snow removal when I was there Wednesday, but they were taking and putting it in the chute and sending it down. I mean, that's how they were doing it, and they had a lot of it cleared out when I was there Wednesday.
They did an unbelievable job. Outstanding job with that. And then you had the public skates. It's been the
little kids
really,
got out to practice.
Absolutely.
The youth hockey programs got to practice in there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The public skates.
State High played last night against
State High in Altoona played last night, which was just great. This has been, to their credit, I mean, you can't control how cold it's going to be. But to their credit, they have absolutely done it right.
They certainly have.
And you know what's really odd, though? They're going to play on pristine ice tonight.
Yeah.
At Pagula. Well, it's been so cold here. You're probably sitting back going, I'll bet that ice is incredible. Outdoor ice with these kind of temperatures, right, gets ruts in it pretty fast.
No doubt.
The Zamboni is really needed. It's not as pristine as people would imagine.
No doubt.
And look, I grew up. Was I a good hockey player? Absolutely not. Okay? I could play, I could hang in there, whatever, right? But you know what? We played on ponds. That's where we played. We had a pond down the street from us about maybe 3/4 of a mile away. Right? And we'd go down and we'd play on the pond. And it was great. And we had a couple of people that could really play. Right? We had a kid named Roland Dubril. Right? I was a defenseman, and I'm making sure I pick up the puck behind the net. The first thing I go is, "Where's Roland?" I'm not going to make the play. He is. But we had a blast playing on the pond. We had a blast. I remember when I got into college, my first 2 years were at Penn State Wilkes-Barre. I'd take a puck and a stick and just go out myself in a couple of ponds, just skate around with the puck and the stick. I loved it. Right? This kind of takes you back to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really cool.
Yeah, very cool. It's been a fun week. Roger Corey's going to have bragging rights. First Altoona player to score a goal on the ice was his grandson Owen.
Yeah,
so he's going to absolutely have some bragging rights there. Yeah, it was a fun night last night. It's going to be a fun weekend. I think altogether really is, and it's going to be, I think, an experience a lot of people are never going to forget. It's going to be a good time, and it's going to be good hockey too. And Michigan State and Penn
this
State
is going to be great hockey.
It's absolutely shaping up to be very good. You have a Flyers prospect, first of all, and Martone coming for the Spartans. You have two guys, obviously, for Penn State that are on the national radar. So, and one being a projected top pick. So there's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow, and it really is going to be outstanding. Starts today with the women. They've had a great year for sure, taking on Robert Morris this afternoon.
Mm-hmm. They've got the Frozen Four here, right? Is this the year?
The women?
Yeah.
I think they do. I believe they do. I'm trying to think if they do or not. I think they do.
I mean, do you pay attention to the schedule or not?
Well, I know the Big Ten wrestling is here for sure.
Oh, we know that.
1,000% confirmed.
Oh, that one we do know. And people are just aching to get tickets for it.
Next week. That's good luck to anybody doing it.
Exactly. Hey, no, you got to remember.
Yeah, it is here. Yep, Pagula 20th through 22nd. Yep. Thought so, but I wasn't 100%
Every
sure.
time I turn around,
Didn't want to get everybody excited for nothing.
Every time I turn around, there are doubts.
I was 99.99% sure, but I wanted to make sure I was 100.
That confused look on your face was not 99.9%
I think
sure.
I thought it was, but I was not 1,000% certain.
And then basketball's 2:00 Sunday with Minnesota here. Last night, again, another one where you do some good things, but not enough.
Right.
And they have a star, and he has 34. But the problem is you had two other players have career nights.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the it's amazing when you're not going well. Certain things happen. You sit back and say, "You've got to be kidding me."
Mm-hmm.
So, as you know, I sit there and do a fair amount of research.
Right.
I do not overload people with stats, but I want to be prepared in case something comes up. So the running joke has been, for Dick Girardi and I, let's pick out the player that's going to hit threes tonight that doesn't hit threes.
Doesn't hit threes whatsoever.
So I picked out, my choice was Trey Singleton. You want to know why? He was 1 for his last 29 in threes. Goes out, first shot, three-pointer. Good. Like, you got to be kidding me. Now, you'll have somebody that will sit back and go, I don't understand how bad the defense was. Excuse me. He's 1 for his last 29. Yeah. He is open.
You're trusting
for
him for
a reason.
Absolutely. You're trusting he's going to stay 1 for 29.
I'm worried about Martinelli. I'm keep leaving him open. Mm-hmm. Why? He's not good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Crop, 1 for 6 on the season. Hits a 3. Clayton was 4 for his last 20 in threes. Last night, 2 for 2. Javino, actually been okay in threes. He's a good shooter. He had a career-high 20 last night. Singleton had a career-high 18 to go with 17 boards, and Martinelli tied his career high with 34. But it's the crazy stuff like that where you are getting, when you have a tiny margin for error, a small margin for error, you need help sometimes from the other guy, and nobody's giving them any help.
No.
In other words, guys that are not supposed to be shooters are hitting a shot here and there.
Yeah.
It's just, you sit back and go, it's insane to watch sometimes. Right? Because I know what guys can and can't do. I watched the scout tapes, I watch the game tapes, and I do the research on it. The guy can't shoot. He's a very talented player, one of the top players out of Indiana. So you saw what he did with rebounding. The rebounding part didn't surprise me at all. His work around the basket didn't surprise me at all. But he hits a 3. He hasn't hit a 3 in a month. I'm not saying that's the reason, but when you're trying to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth,
and when you need something to go your way.
When a guy does that and somebody else does something you don't expect, right? Or don't think is going to happen, instead of playing with the lead at the half, you're behind, and mentally you're uphill again, and it's just
absolutely. And that's I think that second part is the issue too. When you're I hate using the term young team. You can only use it so long. They are a young team. But but the margin of error is thin. Exactly. The margin of error is thin, and when things don't go your way, mentally it becomes tougher. And I think that's where it started. I think mental mistakes happen a lot more, and that's what you see with this team, unfortunately. I think you see that at times. You see those mistakes happen, and part of that is, first of all, part of that's not even coachable. It's something you have to just overcome in a lot of ways yourself.
Unfortunately, you got to fight your way through it.
You got to fight through it, absolutely.
That's very hard to do.
Yeah, no doubt. The other thing I think where Coach Rhodes is going to pull his hair out on, and this part of it is mental lapses, is covering plays.
He calls a timeout last night. We're right next to the bench. Right? I had Kyle wave to you last night. I refused to.
That's right. Well, at least he used the full hand. Not everybody does.
He wanted to tell everybody he thought you were the number one co-host in the country. So he calls a play in the huddle, and we're next to the bench, so I don't know what play he called, right? But they come out, and I can tell right away one guy ran it wrong, and he just looks back at Dick and I and goes, in other words, I just told them.
Yeah. The frustrating part of all of it.
Look, you're just getting better. I said to Caden Mingo last night, I said, you were exhausted at the end. He goes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, he is tired. Mingo's a good player.
Sure.
Urich is a good player. They got other guys that are functional players that they can make plays for them. I think not having Chiani and Mirotic didn't really hurt them a lot last night because this is not really an inside team. Even although they got out-rebounded last night. So in other words, when Urich went out, they had to go small. But it's tough. And look, the bottom line is this. The way the sport is now, it's quite simple. It comes down to money.
Absolutely.
I mean,
1,000%.
That's what it's all about now, is money. And I hate to say that. Because I've never said that in my life about sports.
It does.
But it's about money. And how much are you spending on whatever program it happens to be? How much are you spending on football? How much is Matt Campbell being allowed to spend, get to a certain point? It's the same thing with this. Now, and there are a lot of people that don't understand sports, that have a lot of opinions and have no idea how sports operates.
Yeah.
Like none. And you get tired after a while trying to explain it because you're like, oh, for God's sakes. Right? Why is it important to be good in men's basketball? I didn't say great or awesome. Why is it important to be good? It's good because at least it has a chance to make money and at least help out a little bit of football. Nobody else can do that. Let's put more money into men's ice hockey. To do what? Right? Men's ice hockey is terrific as it is, but there's a ceiling as to what kind of how much they can make.
Yeah.
There's a ceiling.
Yeah. And they're the one sport not named basketball and football that can make money. Yeah, just not to a high level.
Okay, let me put it this way. Can they make enough to be self-sustaining?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay? But they can't make money because there was a ceiling.
Right.
There's only X amount they can make that would help out other sports. Okay? Wrestling definitely can't help anybody.
Absolutely not.
They should put more money into wrestling. It's like, do you know how difficult it is to sit there and listen to this sometimes? When you know,
absolutely.
When you know, like you said.
And you can't explain it either. You just can't. They don't want to hear it.
You try to explain it, and it's like you get these blank stares, and you're like, okay, fine. Yeah. And I don't know if these people have ever run a business or not, but there are only two pieces of paper that really matter. The one that says revenue on it, and the one that says expenses on it.
And you want to know how you got there, but those are the two most important.
All the other pages are the explanation as to how you got to revenue and how you get to expenses.
Sure.
But those are the only two you look at right away. When you're a business guy, do you sit there and go to page 12? Let's see how we did on travel this year. No, the first thing I want to see the
unless you
revenue
absolutely know your page one is then you might.
Like every businessman, okay, what are the revenue? Okay, all right. How did we get here? Right.
I agree.
Which is what the Rutgers athletic director is saying. How the heck did we get here?
Man.
But that's the reason why. And then you'll have the immature part of, well, they only make money because of the media deal. Do you want to give it back? Do you want to give it back?
Good Lord.
No, I hear that all the time. They only make money because of the media deal. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Okay? Yeah, you want to give it back?
There's also a reason for that media deal.
No kidding. Right? And look, they're having
especially football.
And they're having a really, really, really rough season. Okay? They had a really rough month of January. A really rough month of January. I know. I lived it. But the bottom line is you do have to go back. You have today's game is all about the money.
Certainly.
Yeah. How much are you willing to spend on players? And
invest into the program, period. I think not only players, but also everything else. How much are you willing to invest into the program to make it sustainable?
Yeah, I mean, and part of this is going to be, once they hit the off season, allocating money for roster retention of key players.
Absolutely.
You're going to need to do that without question. Without question. I'm just saying, as you look forward, I mean, the investment is, that's why you do it.
Sure.
Is the investment part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the reason you invest in it, it's like anything. Why is Pat doing the renovation at Beaver Stadium? He's investing money to eventually make money.
Sure.
It's, I'm sorry, that's how business operates. I've always told this story about my dad buying an expensive machine. Right? He said the point is, Steve, he says is to get more money out of it when it's all said and done. And he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Took a little time.
Yeah. But
he did it. And he was smart enough to understand. There are too many people that don't understand business at all.
No.
No. They have a lot of opinions about how money is spent or not spent, but they don't know how a business is run. And I think that, now they've got Minnesota coming in here on Sunday. Let's see if they can break through. These kids could use a boost of confidence in the worst way. Yeah,
and I think that boost is what is needed so much. I think that's when and that's every program. That's every program, that's every sport. And I think when a winning does so many different things. One win can do a lot. Look, prime example, look at the football team. You lose 6 in a row, you just had to get over that hump. You got that win, and you won 4 straight to end the year.
Yeah, I mean that's what you do. Look, that's why it was so important to invest in what Matt Campbell's doing. It's critical to have that kind of investment.
Absolutely.
In what Matt Campbell's doing, because that is the financial bell cow. Now, can somebody else help them? And with all due respect to all of you who love your respective sports, okay, they're all a financial drain unless you can get to break even. None of them will make enough money or have the potential to make enough money to actually
the one
help.
That can. That's it.
No,
help. No. Yeah,
they've never made more than $400,000 in a profit.
Yeah, no, they can't help. In terms of getting into the green, that was my point. No, absolutely not.
All right. Nobody else can. And that's not an insult to anybody else. I'm just giving you facts. If you don't like the facts, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Right.
I've tried to lay out these facts for years. I can't help you. I also had a long talk before the game last night with Tony Petitti. No offense, you kind of freak him out a little bit.
Kevin Warren wouldn't even speak to me, so at least I'm better with Tony then.
Well, I'm talking with Tony last night. He's doing this. I said, Tony, what's wrong? He said, Steve. He said, that Jason dude isn't around, is he? I said, no. Okay.
Is that why you ran last time I went to my seat? I'll tell you.
No, I talked to him for a while last night. And again, he knows me. So I mean, because that, so he's comfortable talking about it. I'm not going to get into everything we talked about.
No.
But his idea, we talked about his idea of 24 and his justification behind it. And I see exactly, in talking with him, what he is driving at with it. And as I said to him, I said, well, Tony, I said, the percentages are there. I said, because in the NCAA men's basketball tournament, he says, yeah, Steve, I'm making sure I'm making the basketball rounds right now. He says, we got to make sure we're doing that. I said, 19% of the schools make the NCAA men's basketball tournament. I said, if you go to 24 schools in football, I said, that's 17%. I said, the percentages work. Well, I mean, you look at professional sports, you've got 16 out of 32 making it in the NHL. You've got 16 out of 30 making it in the NBA. How many is it in baseball now? Is it 12?
Yeah.
12 out of 30?
Yep.
And the NFL's 14 out of 32. I mean, you got, and when you look at the depth of the conferences, and we talked about this last night too, and I've talked, I'm not talking out of turn because this is something I've talked about as well, the depth of conferences. The depth of the ACC and the depth of the Big 12 are not even comparable to the SEC and absolutely not comparable to the Big 10. Tony was talking to me about Indiana last night, and he says, "Gee, Steve," he says, "they went out to Iowa and won." And I said, "Yeah," and they also won at Oregon. They won at Penn State. I said, "Who's doing that?" He said, "No, nobody is." I mean, they did not home field their way to the Big 10 title this year. Their three biggest wins in the regular season were all on the road. Right? And that's the kind of gauntlet you're talking about in the Big 10. That's why when we look at the schedule this year for Penn State, there is no Indiana.
Right.
There is no Ohio State, and there is no Oregon on there. Okay. Now, we already knew 2-3 years ago that was going to be the case because the schedules are out. I mean, the teams you're facing are out up through 2028.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
So I already know that next year, I'm talking about in 2027, Penn State's going to Oregon.
Uh-huh.
I know that in 2028, Penn State's going to USC. I know where Nebraska, the away game at Nebraska is. I know they've got Indiana and Ohio State coming back. I know they've got Michigan finally coming here. It's all there. The difference is everything got laid out in such a way. And but it's a gauntlet. Man, I'll be honest with you. I think Vanderbilt had a wonderful, fun, magical year. What's their record if they're in the Big Ten?
Yeah. True.
I'm only asking.
No, that's true.
You may think that the record will be the same. That's fine. I mean, because I'm guessing, you're guessing, right? And so if you feel that way, hey, your guess is as good as mine. My guess is it's not as good because it's such a physical grind in this conference. A physical grind. I mean, if you're going to sit there and talk to the Indiana people, right? What was a more physical game, right? In terms of what they played. I mean, their quarterfinal game against Alabama, or was Penn State a tougher, more physical game for them? Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, Penn State's out there running the football. Singleton, Allen. Right? Alabama can't run the ball.
No, Alabama couldn't run the ball, and Simpson wasn't entirely healthy that game.
No. He may be your next Steelers quarterback, so don't put him down too much.
Could very well be, yeah. I agree.
You're looking at that draft spot?
Mm-hmm.
He seems to fall into that slot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is going to be a fun weekend.
Absolutely.
They always do these all sports weekends, but nothing like this because of the hockey game.
Yeah.
Wrestling with Nebraska and the Jordan Center should be great. Hockey tonight, Michigan State should be great. This afternoon, Robert Morris, Penn State women's ice hockey should be great. The game on Saturday should be great. The crowd should be incredible. And, of course, we'll wrap it up on Sunday with Penn State and Minnesota at 2 o'clock in the Jordan Center. And when the game's over, I get to go down to Tyrone and talk. I've got all these great jokes about you I'm going to tell. It's going to be fabulous.
They're going to be ready for them in Tyrone. I criticized Tyrone Middle School when they hosted the district title game at least once. It's just too small. I love the gym. It was just too small. There were people literally back to back and over each other. It was bad. Nothing against the place. I love the place. It just wasn't big enough.
So would you like me to bring that up in the speech?
Boys district title game. I think they know.
once again, I have to go out and I have to clean up your mess.
That's right. Well, when they go from St. Francis, which is a massive venue, to there, it's going to be a big difference. than it was.
Again, I have to go out in public and I have to clean up
That's right.
your mess.
That's right.
Can you do me a favor? Can you keep some of the stuff to yourself?
I try.
Or should try harder, because I always have to go out and clean up on aisle 4.
That's right.
I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy it.
Absolutely looking forward to it.